Welcome to Spirit Hub Investigations with Neil and Sonya. In this video, we are going to explore something that has been really coming with us on our journey so far with our SLS camera in our investigations. And this is a childlike figure that we're going to show to you, and also some of our attempts to debunk various other SLS things that we might be misinterpreting. So this childlike figure has manifested for us 3 times so far. The first time in our previous house, and the second time, actually interestingly, in an evening of mediumship with Glen Miles, who identified this small figure sitting next to and very interested in, from his perspective, Sonya, as we were part of this mediumship evening. Now you can see this small figure. We're tracking it just in front of a wooden mushroom that was actually in the yurt. And we'll come back to that and what that potentially might mean in a little while. So we have been spending quite a bit of time with the SLS camera, attempting to debunk a lot of the tracking that this camera seems able to do. It will constantly be searching out calibrations of opportunities where it kind of senses and thinks that it might be able to see something. We spend a lot of time looking at objects. We spend a lot of time tracking Sonya, and in this particular piece of evidence here, which the reason I'm sharing this with you is to show you how different the tracking of the childlike figure is in a moment. You can see here we're tracking Sonya, for example, going about sort of daily business in the house, and how the SLS camera can suddenly not only pick up Sonya, but also then start to track other either objects or doors or door frames. And you can see in this particular example, it is a door frame that is being tracked here. Now, I don't believe that this is anything significant. And here's another really nice example of a door that we were able to track, and apparently having a figure, some kind of figure next to the door. But as we were watching and tracking this, and you can see very clearly Sonya in blue that I'm able to track here, there was no response really from this figure. So we are debunking this as the SLS camera seeing the door, might be seeing a door pillar at the same time, and really reporting back something that it believes could be an anomaly, but we don't believe so. We've also spent further time with various objects, both in the house and out and about. And this one in particular is an interesting one because this is Sonya in the green being tracked. Clearly you can see the shape of a human. The red is a door being tracked, and that is a door most definitely. So that is not a stick figure manifesting. And also there's a standing lamp, a floor standing lamp there, which is also being tracked. Now this of course is very easy to debunk because you know the objects are there. Now we want to show you something very, very different. This is an investigation that we did in our house. We spent a couple of hours searching for a manifestation of a stick figure, and we had failed, and we came to the top of the stairs literally within the last few moments of this investigation. You can see Sonya being tracked there in the green. The SLS camera looking at the blue rocking horse down in the right hand side there, trying to calibrate, nothing appearing at all. It's also looking at a picture on the left there, but nothing manifesting. So, you know, we pretty much sort of ended for the evening. But then, and this is the really interesting thing, you will see on the right-hand side, as Sonya steps away from the rocking horse and the banisters, you will see the SLS camera starting to calibrate and then track a small childlike figure that appears over the banister and above the rocking horse. And you'll see this appear just in a moment's time. And there's the figure. So standing above the rocking horse, above the banister, I inform Sonya that there is a figure there, and she reaches out to it. It's a small childlike figure, very much in the same size that we'd seen before. And you can see the SLS now tracking Sonya. Now this gets really interesting because watch the small childlike figure jumps onto Sonya. It jumps into Sonya's arms, and just for a moment until the camera stops recording, and you can see there the figure has jumped from the banister into her arms. Now, the camera stopped recording at that moment, unfortunately, but I was able to gather a still image that you can now see. And this still image clearly shows this child-sized figure, the same size, interestingly, as the figure that had manifested in the mediumship evening, and also the same size as the figure that had manifested in our previous house. Is this the same figure? Is this the same spirit? I'll let you decide. If you make a comparison to the previous figure, and we've checked the dimensions here, and the height compared to Sonya is exactly the same. So it could well be that this is the same figure, the same spirit that is working with us, that is tracking with us. We can't debunk either of these two examples, and we certainly can't debunk the mediumship evening version that was actually captured unbeknown to the medium Glen Miles, who didn't know I was tracking at the time this particular figure on the camera. So is this the same figure? We'll let you decide. Thank you for joining us on Spirit Hub Investigations, and we'll see you again very, very soon.